We make $6,582 on our main channel selling digital products like ebooks. Now, I know it can sound a little bit overwhelming, daunting, doing things like creating and selling digital products, but what if I told you that you can actually create an ebook quick and start selling it online and making money right away? We actually use really simple tools that you probably already know, already use yourself, are already pretty familiar with. So stick with me here because by the end of this video, not only will you be fully equipped to create your own ebook, but it'll also be extremely quick and easy for you to do. Let's dive in. Let's start with talking about why ebooks are such a powerful entry point into digital products. I personally think that ebooks are one of the simplest, easiest, straightforward ways to get started within the digital product world. In fact, that's exactly what I did when I first started dabbling within digital products. Ebooks just seemed the most straightforward, simple to me. So that's what I went with. They can often be pretty short, like 10 to 15 pages. They don't need to be super long, novel or anything like that, but just a few pages with super useful information. In fact, something like this could even be made over the weekend. What's also great about ebooks is that they're pretty affordable to make. You can literally start with $0 using free tools. And I will say that I personally love digital products such as ebooks because they are a source of passive income for me. They don't require shipping. They don't require inventory. There are no overhead costs, and you don't have to continuously invest your time into it. You can create it once and sell it over and over again. In fact, we have members in our community who have made over $74 in their first day getting started selling digital products with what I'm about to talk about through the rest of this video. So if you're new to digital products, ebooks are one of the fastest and easiest ways to get started. So try not to get overwhelmed by the concept or idea of digital products. It doesn't have to be complex. It's actually quite simple. Next, I'm going to show you how to come up with your winning ebook idea, even if you have absolutely no idea where to start. But if you do want to learn our entire process for creating and selling digital products, along with things like copy scripts, Canva templates, and other done-for-you tools, we actually do have a completely free masterclass that you can sign up for. It's linked down in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. All right, so let's talk about picking your winning idea. The reality is that nobody wants to spend hours and hours and hours, maybe a whole weekend of your precious time working on creating an ebook for you to launch it. And bummer, nobody buys it. So let's work on building a winning idea before you spend a second creating it. I recommend starting by thinking about a problem that you've solved either for yourself or for others. Look through comments on whatever content that you create. Look at what people directly ask you, or maybe think of problems or things that you've tried to simplify directly for yourself. In fact, this is how I personally have created some of my various ebook topics, is because I had people asking me about things like starting an online business, starting a YouTube channel. So for my digital product business, I've created ebooks around those topics. Our founder, Molly, for example, she also started her digital product business through selling an ebook. It was short, like 13 pages on how to start a photography business, and sold over $500,000 worth of these products. And this was all because she was, having people ask her how to get more clients and grow a photography business. So really you just have to think about what are people already asking you about and how can you repackage your answers into an ebook. Another tip that I have for you is to actually go to YouTube and look at YouTube videos that are getting a lot of views, that maybe the creator actually has a lower subscriber count, and leverage those ideas to validate your idea. But make sure you stick around because I'm actually going to share my best validation tip for you in the next section. Just remember that a well-targeted ebook can become a $500 per month asset. At just $50 per ebook, you only need to sell 10 per month in order to make $500 per month. And the better that your topic fits into a niche's pain point, the more your sales will continue to snowball. The truth is that you do have a really strong idea sitting back there in the back of your mind. You just need to find the one that solves a real problem. Once you lock that in, everything else becomes a lot easier. And don't worry, you don't need to spend an entire weekend building an ebook before you know if it's going to sell. So we're going to talk about that next. Now, what if you could get paid before you actually even spend a second working on creating your ebook? I know your time is valuable. My time is super valuable. I have kids, I have commitments, I have family, and I don't have tons and tons of free time, even on the evenings or weekends, because my weekend time is my family time. So I don't want to be wasting my time creating a product that nobody is going to buy. So how can you validate your product ahead of time before spending an entire weekend or multiple evenings during the week creating a product that nobody's going to buy? So pre-selling is when you actually outline, talk about what your ebook is going to cover, and open up a simple checkout page to start collecting orders before you actually spend time creating it. This is the simplest and most straightforward way to test demand on your product. Think of it like selling tickets to a show. Basically, people pay upfront to buy tickets to a show, and then later they show up to the event. So how do you go about actually doing this? So first, you're going to actually create a landing page on a platform like System.io. On that landing page, you're going to talk about the transformation that people will experience if they buy your ebook. Then you're going to promote this landing page through your YouTube channel or through your email list. And you can even offer an early pre-sale price for early buyers. Tell your audience that your product is going to be delivered on X date. So maybe something that's like 3 or 4 weeks out. So that way, if it does start getting momentum and start getting sales, you have, let's say, 4 weeks to actually then go and create your product. And on the contrary side, if you talk about your product, you pitch it, you post it on your email list, etc., and it doesn't sell, then you did not waste any of your time actually creating that digital product. Pre-selling actually just has so many benefits. It is going to save you time, it's going to prevent burnout, and it's going to ensure that your ebook is something that people actually want. It is the smartest way to start. Now, let's actually walk through how to create a really awesome ebook using Canva and ChatGPT. Again, both of these are completely free and probably something that you've already used. So here's how you go from blank page to beautiful ebook in just a few days. So to start out, I actually recommend leveraging AI. Personally, I like ChatGPT, but you can use whatever AI platform you like. I leveraged ChatGPT to help me brainstorm, to help build an outline for my ebook. But I will say that it is super important to make sure you go back, proofread what ChatGPT put together, make sure it makes sense, make sure it has your voice. People, again, want to buy something that you created that sounds like you. So make sure it has your personal anecdotes, your personal stories, your personal experiences, your personal insights, your personal transformations, and those types of things to help give it that personalized angle rather than just something, that they could have asked ChatGPT about. So again, I like to leverage ChatGPT to kind of help me build the skeleton, build the bones, and then I go back and I will fill it in with more of my own information, voice, with giving it a little bit of color. Then I actually like to head over to Canva, and Canva has a ton of templates that you can use to kind of start out and then fill in your information with the outline or the pieces that ChatGPT kind of helped you build. And Canva already has these really beautiful layouts and designs, so you can then make it look a lot prettier and more put together with Canva's tools. I do recommend for ebooks keeping it under 30 pages roughly. You'll want to make sure that there are lots of graphics, screenshots. You can do things like add bullet points. And then finally, when it's ready to go, you'll export it as a PDF. Again, what's great about ebooks is that they are low cost and high margin. So even at, like a $27 price point, just 4 sales per day could come out to $3,000 per month. The tools that I'm talking about are completely free. The process is actually quite simple, and you can have something scalable set up within a few days. And again, if you want to learn our entire process for creating and selling digital products, as well as other done-for-you tools, things like copy scripts, Canva templates, and more, make sure you check out our completely free masterclass that is linked down in the description box. Now, what if you could sell your ebooks on autopilot, kind of in the background while you slept, vacation, hung out with your kids on the weekends, or maybe just while you binge Netflix? Gilmore Girls season, anybody? Just me? No? Okay. So this is where YouTube comes in. You're going to actually leverage YouTube to create evergreen videos that relate back to your ebook. What do I mean by evergreen videos? I mean videos that are constantly going to be searchable on YouTube for people, things that people are always going to be looking for, those topics and that information. Evergreen content makes this content searchable regardless of what time of year it is. For example, something that may be more seasonal is something that is like kicking off the new year, goals for, 2026, that is going to be a lot more seasonal and not relevant for years and years to come, right? Within your YouTube video, that is evergreen content that people are always searching for. You're going to talk about your freebie. You're going to create a free product, something like a checklist, a quick little guide, an idea list, something like that, that people will then be directed to within your YouTube video to get them to sign up for your email list. Then you're going to actually build your email list from your freebie. And from there, you're going to set up basically an automated email flow on a platform like System.io that then directs people through essentially you kind of pitching your paid product, your ebook. Over time, this is going to continuously snowball. Your evergreen videos are hopefully going to gain views, gain momentum, direct people to the freebie, direct people to your email list, get email list signups, start that email flow, and then people ultimately checking out from your email list. And that is how we have created passive income, making this kind of money, doing this week over week. The reality is that you do not need to be an influencer or have a massive audience in order to start making this kind of money selling digital products like ebooks. You just need YouTube videos that solve a simple problem and generate an email funnel. This is the real passive income machine. Well, there you have it. Those are the exact steps that we have used to make $6,582 per week on our main channel, Molly Kaiser's channel, selling digital products. And hopefully you learned a little bit how to quickly create, validate, and sell your ebook using free tools like ChatGPT and Canva. This is the exact framework that we have used to go from burnt out service provider to digital product freedom. And remember, if you want to learn our entire process for creating and selling digital products, as well as other done-for-you tools like copy scripts and Canva templates, make sure you check out our completely free masterclass that is linked down in the description box. All right, well, now that you know how to quickly create an ebook and start selling it online today, you might be wondering how to start selling digital products with $0 upfront. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts by watching this video, because when you pair what you just learned in today's video with what's in that video, it is even more powerful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.